I have a very insensitive dick, medically proven. Meaning that I can go for hours without ever coming. What is your NSFW talent? What's up, viewer? Welcome back. I'm Andrew, and I'll be your narrator for the story time today. Since you're here, why not like the video, subscribe and ring the bell button so we don't miss any more story times together. And if you don't, I'll tell everyone in your family about your weirdly specific crossdressing fetish. Alright, let's get to business and start these stories. I can stand on a swivel chair to change a broken fluorescent tube. I can suck my own dick. And no, it does not feel like getting your dick sucked. It feels like sucking a dick. I'm a guy. Sometimes I can have 2 orgasms. One right after the other, and the second one hits like a truck. It's super rare, though. I can deep throat popsicles and don't really have a gag reflex. Sadly, I'm a straight, happily married man. Edit. Wow, my most upvoted comment on Reddit is about me deep throating something. I give rather fantastic blowjobs. I'm a cake decorator and use piping bags with my hands all day, so I'm very good at pressure control and working a cock just the right way. I also have gotten rather good at deep throating. My husband asks for them often and I love it. I can poop without having a drop of urine leave my pages. One of my roommates in college told this story during an embarrassing story hour. She had to go so bad that she pooped in an empty pizza box in the back of a car. My question, of course, was where the pee went, and she looked at me like I was insane. Apparently to her bathroom sessions are either number 1 or number 2. I don't actually gag if I, for instance, shove my finger down my throat. But I can still choke on food for some reason. Well, gagging I think is usually a uvula thing, that little testicle way back in your mouth, compared to choking, which is blockage of air. Edit. Thanks for gold and silver. My first time getting either and both of them are on my highest upvoted comment. There is no limit to how many orgasms I can have in a session. I could roll on forever. It's an exhausting blessing. I honestly suspect more women are like this than we realize, or possibly that even know it themselves. I consider myself an attentive lover, an opinion that would seem to be borne out by the fact that every partner I've ever had multiple orgasms, and most have said they didn't even know they could do that. It took my wife a few months to learn that she has to stop me earlier if she wants to be able to walk to the bathroom. Lol. I can fall asleep anytime, anywhere. As a school bus driver, that's definitely not safe for work. Edit. For those asking, no, I'm not narcoleptic, nor do I have sleep apnea. I've done a sleep study. I wasn't in the military, but I grew up in a big, noisy city with no air conditioning, so I had to sleep with windows cracked. I taught myself to fall asleep in any condition, and now as an adult can fall asleep scary fast, according to my wife. I can bust a nut with no hands. Edit. Guys know I don't use my mouth or anything like that. It's a technique, and thanks for the upvotes. My husband can do that. I've watched him. He basically has an overactive imagination, so much he can make his brain think he's actually being ducked. Basically fools the nerves. I can suck my own nipple. Big titty gang. There was this one time. My son was a few months old, and I had someone babysit him so I could go shopping. I didn't have any nursing pads, so I thought, hey, I'll be back in time for his next feeding. As soon as I heard a baby crying at the mall, the milk began to fall. I had to run to the bathroom and suck myself off. I spat it in the toilet so I wouldn't soak my shirt. Exactly the type of NSFW story everyone came here looking for, right? Sometimes if the rhythm, angle, and stars are all aligned, my tits slap together to make the perfect clear clapping sound. Big titty gang is the real deal. Edit 1. I'm a female, but don't doubt that there's a male out there with similar talents. A skill is a skill, am I right? Edit 2. Never thought my milky whites would earn me a silver medal. Tight, kind stranger. I can attract the people I don't like and repel the ones I do like. Used to have that problem until I realized it was because I was acting stupidly different around the people I was interested in and completely being myself towards everyone else. To people I liked, I likely came over as bending over backwards level spineless, and to people I didn't care for I came off like someone who put themselves and their happiness first and who took care of himself. I stopped acting differently towards people I had feelings for, and the problem went away. I was almost treating crushes like I would a cute animal, right up to the inflectional tone change. All with good intentions, but it's obvious to see how it was a turn-off for many, and those that gave me a chance at the time inevitably got driven away by it. So unlike other guys, I can't boast about size, average, what can you do, or even really all that talented with my tongue. And my stamina is a joke. But my hand game, I've taught 30-year-old women how to coom from the G-spot when they honestly thought they could only coom from specific clitoral stimulation. And my hand stamina is fantastic. Years of it and woodworking have honed the physical while I spent lonely years of solitude in high school, getting off to erotic literature written by women going into great detail about what sensations they liked, along with having a solo fingering fetish for a while. For a guy that can duck for all of 2 minutes with an average dick, I get hyped a lot about my sexual prowesses for my hands alone. Apparently my technique of Hitachi wand above the clitoris, tongue on the clitoris, and 2 fingers inside rubbing on what I think is the pelvic bone made my wife squirt for the first time and have an orgasm like she's never had. But I'm just an idiot still learning how to please her. You discovered the squirt trigger by accident. Pressing up on that spot from inside while also pressing down from outside. I can't remember what it really is right now, but it works extremely well. You got yourself a lucky wife there. I can squirt jizz like across the room with sniper-like precision. I don't have the precision, but at least twice I had the distance. My first blowjob, I was lying on the bed and came on her ceiling with the first spurt, second went like a mortar and landed on the pillow inches from my own face. Another time I said I wanted to coom on her, different girl's tits, but it came out at about 5x the expected velocity. Instead of arsing down, it shot straight at the curtains and we both looked at it like a dog seeing a squirrel. I made a mess from how hard that made me laugh. Apparently I'm really good at eating pussy, but I'm not sure what the heck I'm doing down there. Like so far every girl told me I'm great at it, and from the way their bodies react they're not lying. Still always a bit weird when I have no clue what I'm doing right, but I enjoy it as well, so that's nice. Trial and error when you're paying attention to their reaction will always beat knowing what you're doing. Everyone is different, there's no one correct way to do it, we just need to pay attention to each other's body language to find what they like. Even if you're not meaning to, it can be subconscious. I can have sex for hours and not coom. First time I had sex I expected to last 20 seconds like everybody says. GF and I have sex for at least 45 minutes and I didn't finish, even tried anal and nothing. Legit cried because I thought I was gay and not attracted to women. Been with a few women and only stopped because I got tired or she came. To date I have only came with 5% of my partners. I talked to a few doctors about it and was told it was a mental emotional thing. Sure, it sounds great, but when the girl you love cries and says you can't coom because you don't find me attractive is depressing. Go see a pelvic floor physical therapist. I have this. It's part mental and part physical. Stop jerking off or watching porn if you do. Men tense their pelvic floors really bad when they jerk themselves off, cause it feels good, and you get way too used to it. Physical therapy solved my problem. Now I can last really long but still come when I want to. P.S. Relax and hold your breath when you want to come. And make sure your pelvic floor isn't tensed. You almost want to be pushing it out like you're pooping. Do not poop in the bed. OBTW, I also had multiple doctors tell me I couldn't do anything about it before the PA solved it. Not me, but I remember as a kid reading a WWE WWF Kids magazine with Val Venis saying his secret talent was being able to balance a dozen donuts with no hands. I realized what that actually meant only about a half second after asking my mom how someone could even do that. I heard a funny joke somewhere as a kid and told it to my dad and grandpa at some family gathering. Realized right as I was saying the punchline what it meant. Basically a woman's hairy vagina. That gets replayed a lot when my brain decides it wants to watch a cringe compilation of myself. My grandpa laughed at least. Don't remember my pop's reaction. I bolted too fast. My daughter did the same thing. Me and the kids are doing your mama jokes. She looked up some online to help her and came at me with this gem. Your mama is like a hardware store, 25 cents a screw. I just looked at her as the realization came over her face what it meant. That was the most hilarious thing that ever happened.
Like and subscribe for more funny, interesting, and scary r/ask Reddit videos.